Hello, this is Patrick. Welcome to Chart Built Wealth, Profitable Investing with Technical Analysis. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different format. And on Tuesdays, I'll be posting where I go over all my buy recommendations as well as maybe a 5-minute introduction on one aspect of technical analysis, whether it's pattern recognition, which is something that I concentrate on, or it's how to determine reward to risk, or just things that I talk about. So it'll be just a short 5-minute thing or maybe 3-minute thing, and then we'd go through all the current buy recommendations. Then that'll either be Monday or Tuesday, depending on my schedule. On Thursday or Friday, I'll go over all of my buy recommendations and I will go over the charts and where we're at currently more on a short-term basis. And then I'll attach the original longer term uh, uh, initiation of the security so that you can reference that if that's what you need is and you want more information, it's there. But I don't want to be redundant. I want to, and also there's a lot of things I want to cover. There's two other buy recommendations I'd like to do now, but we got 9 buy recommendations now, and it takes a lot of time. So, um, one other thing is when I give a buy recommendation, it's a buy recommendation. And when I go to neutral, what that means is not to get out of the security entirely. It means to bring it down to your minimum. So you should have so for instance, for me, if it's an ETF, like, let's see, I'm trying to think, if it's on, platinum, and my maximum on platinum is 6%, and my minimum is 2%. So when I go to neutral, I'm bringing that down to my minimum. And what I'm going to do going forward is when I sell it outright, I will not go from buy to neutral. I'll go to buy to sell. And so you'll know that I'm out of it completely. I think that might be better because it's hard for me to cover all these when I buy and sell and etc. So I'm forgetting something, but let's get into this. Oh, I will also have chat. I'm going to do this, my current buy recommendation. This will be on Thursdays or Fridays when I do this. I'll probably also do that on Tuesday when I go through everything. So those will be longer. They'll be 12 to 15 minutes, I'm guessing, uh, videos. And then I'm going to do shorts. So when I do a new buy recommendation or something that I bought and went to neutral and I'm going back to a buy, it'll be like a 1 to 2 minute short video. And that way it won't take up as much time and won't be boring for all you people. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at. Here's the current buy list. We got Bitcoin, which was just initiated on a few days ago. Antero Resources, which I've been in and out of many times, mostly on the successful side. Platinum. These are kind of in order of actionable things and things I'm watching closely to things I'm not watching as closely. So Antero Resources, Platinum, Silver, these are the ETFs. So you buy these like you'd buy Platinum, only you buy it like a stock. Silver, Caesars Entertainment, iShares for the Commodity Index, which is, I'm glad I got back in. It's been on a roll, and I think oil is breaking out. And I think you're going to see, I thought it was going to consolidate a little bit longer, but it looks to me like we're getting into the next leg up, and this could be really a scary thing. Uh, we'll talk more about that. Brazil, it's been on a roll. It's been a big winner for us. Union Pacific, a recent buy, which was up 8 or 9% today, really took off out of a big 4-year base. So there's really good things going on there, but it's not the time to buy it when it's up 8%. And shorting technology, the ETF XLK, which I'm currently down 5% in. So let's get into it. Okay. So Bitcoin in the buy recommendation back on April 21st, I went through the big patterns and where everything is, and I will post it right above this section of this video so you can reference that if you need to. But on a short-term basis, this is all you got to know. We have a bullish rainbow convergence with all them coming together, and we've had a tick up, and now we had a little bit of a pullback today. So yesterday I sold a little bit. Today I bought those shares back, down 1.5%. And as long as it stays above this confluence of moving averages, I'm all in. There is also a stop down here at 31. So I like cryptocurrencies. I like any currency but the dollar. I think the dollar's in a lot of trouble here. And, the US dollar was down 10% last year. So even if you made 10% in the stock market, if you made it in dollars on a global basis, you really made nothing. So for cash, I've been taking it out of T-bill, TBIL, the money market alternative that pays 3.5%. I'm buying some currencies. Again, if some of this stuff interests you, please reference it in the comments so I know there's an interest. Okay, currencies I buy like an ETF, but so Bitcoin I consider it a currency, and so we're bullish on that. Antero Resources. So I was good at, did really well here, purchasing it here, getting out way up here. It was a big gain for us. It corrected 10% in a couple of days. I went jump back in bullish. It's gone down farther. As I talked about a week ago or so, we had a bearish rainbow convergence coming where these moving averages were coming together. So I wasn't going to sell it. I was going to wait until we got possibly a retracement back to that rainbow convergence. So I sold a little bit today, knocked it down a little bit, but I didn't sell it all. So again, these are things you got to decide on. But if it can't break through here, it promises a new lower low. But let's take a look at just this on an intraday basis, and I'll show you why I kept half of mine. So here we are. We got a rainbow convergence, a bullish rainbow convergence on the intraday. I know it's a lot to think about, but if you own this and you didn't sell any today, I got my stop here just below that confluence of moving averages. And, if we get a pop up tomorrow, I'll sell some more. But if we get a pop up tomorrow, that could break us out of this bearish rainbow convergence. And then we'd be off to the races. And what I'm seeing in crude oil and some of the energy things, we could be into another leg up. So that's kind of where we're at. Tomorrow, we really need to see Antero Resources close up a good amount. We want to see it up around 39. So that's what's going on with Antero Resources. Kind of a dicey situation. Platinum. So this is big picture stuff. I bought it here. I went neutral here, lost a little bit of money, went bullish at a lower price, went neutral up here. Did really well with that. It skyrocketed, went straight vertical, and then it corrected a lot in a falling wedge pattern, and that's where we're at now. I put a buyout on April 7th. Let's take a closer look at that, and here it is. Here was our buy recommendation. I don't like that we're breaking down a little bit below this confluence of moving averages, but again, this is a daily chart. We're going to look at the intraday chart. The daily chart, each one of these represents a day of price action. Now we're going to look at a 2-hour chart where each bar represents 2 hours. And we have a bearish rainbow convergence, meaning that prices should come back towards that convergence. So what do I do on down days like today? I buy. I bought a little bit. Now the big tricky part is going to be if it does retrace back up to this convergence tomorrow, can it get through? If it dies there, I'll definitely sell what I bought today, and then I got to figure out the rest. But yeah, I don't want to see this go down much more. I'm a little skeptical of this right now. Uh, I need to see us get above this on the intraday chart. That would turn me more bullish. I'm still holding pretty much most of my position. And again, I would sell what I bought if we get an update tomorrow, and then we'll see if it can break through that. Silver's kind of the same deal. Okay. Um, well, look, this is a weekly chart. So each one of these bars represents a week of price action. It's clearly broken out of this bullish wedge formation. So we should eventually get a new higher high. Same with platinum, same situation. But of course, these things are volatile and they're going to try to shake us out of this position. And let's take a look at a shorter term chart. Oh, what happened there? That's a first. Okay, this is a daily chart. And that's where we purchased. We got a nice start to it, and now we've retraced a little bit, and we got our stop down here at 62.5. Let's see if we got an intraday chart. Same thing with the intraday chart. So, to be on we got to get through 70. We got to get through all these intraday resistance levels. And, it's good we're holding it now, but I think tomorrow will tell a lot on both of these securities. Caesar Entertainment, it looks good. Oops. It's been holding up really well. We have a possible bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern. Look at this stock down from 120 something down to, went all the way down into the 20s. I know Las Vegas is having problems, but you got to remember these companies have huge amounts over in Asia, where the big gambling is, even more than Vegas. So, um, don't count them out. And it looks like we're forming a bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern, a man or woman hanging upside down with the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and the neckline. Uh, I'm a pattern recognition guy. I like that because I like to have my reward to risk very favorable. And so this is a weekly chart. Each bar represents a week of price action. And we have a confluence of moving averages all coming underneath the price action in a bullish rainbow convergence. So as long as it can hold that, maybe we get this right shoulder done and we put this whole big pattern intact, and then we're up to 47 price projection, which would be 72% potential upside, which is huge. So again, this is straightforward. This is a weekly basis. Tomorrow's Friday. So, weekly, you want to see a Friday close to really know what the weekly bar looks like. So hopefully we don't get a big down day that stops us out. But if we do, hey, we get out and we take our loss, and it's better than having a bigger loss. The reward to risk is very favorable prior uh, in that prior chart. So this is kind of really interesting. It just really started developing yesterday and today. Not so much the iShares Commodity Index. If you remember, though, this is 70% energy. So this is crude oil and Brent oil and all that stuff really plays into this. So had a big up week, up 8% after having a big down week last week. When here's where we purchased this big, what was this, 1, 2, 3.5 year consolidation. Again, pattern recognition. I wanted to buy here because I know where my risk was, which was, 5% potential downside, and my potential upside was, at this point in time, was 35% higher. So the reward to risk was really favorable when you buy on these pattern breakouts. That's why I like to recognize the pattern and get involved as soon as I can. So bought, went neutral way up here. Pretty good timing there. Went back to a bullish uh, stance after this big drop on April 8th. And so I think we got one more higher high. We have no negative divergence on our relative strength index. When we hit this high, we got confirmation of that. And what I think, and I said I thought would happen is we'll hopefully hit a new higher high and have a lower high on our relative strength index, and that will flash a caution sign to us. Beware, a change of trend is coming. We got a negative divergence, and that's when we sell. We don't go neutral, we sell. Brazil, been acting really, really well. So this is, you think about the commodity index we just looked at, and then you look at Brazil, which is a big energy, rare earth minerals, all those good things country, and this big consolidation, 5.5 years, it's a monster. And so here's where we bought it. We wanted to recognize that pattern. We wanted to get in because we know we measure the base of this triangle and project that upward. We got a $51 price projection. And I think the point and figure chart even points to higher prices. So we're at 41 right now. So, we got another 25% potential. I'm not a big buyer up here. You want to buy these dips. And so we went neutral and then we went bullish again. And here we are. But on this higher high, we're starting to get a lower high on our relative strength index, at least so far. And that's starting to flash a caution sign. Beware, a change of trend is coming. I'm trying to hold on because there's still 25% potential upside. But this is in the back of my mind. So, whereas my maximum weighting in something like a country ETF is 10%, I'm down to about 3 to 4% at this point in time with this up. I probably got it back up to 5 here. Now I'm down to 3. So that's kind of where we're at. We're going to take a look. This is a weekly chart. Each bar represents a week. We're going to take a look at a shorter term chart. And this is the intraday chart. So 2 hours. So, we've had, what do we do on like last week? Huge up week. We're selling some, we're selling some, we're selling some. And then this week, intra week, we started to get, we've gotten a downtick. So I've been watching this because we're getting ready to get a bearish rainbow convergence here shortly. Maybe another down day tomorrow, possibly, to bring these moving averages together. And then we should get some sort of a test of this. And when we do, then we're going to know whether that bearish convergence is for a reason or whether we're going to go on to new highs. With crude oil perking up, I would almost have to say maybe we'll get a break through this, but we'll see. We don't want to prejudge anything. So, today I added a little bit. Tomorrow I would add more if it's down a little bit or a lot, and then we'll see what happens. Union Pacific, this is the big winner today. This was up 8%. You can see this is a weekly chart. Again, pattern recognition. We got A, B, C, D, E, and it broke out and then came back, showing you the potential here. And again, these are monster patterns. This is 3 years in the making. Sometimes you can go 6 months without seeing any of these things. And so it broke out and then it retraced. And let's see where we got involved in this. I think I have a shorter, this is a weekly chart. Each bar represents a week. Let's see intraday over here. Yeah, here we are. I bought in here. God, I should have that marked. My apologies. So anyway, what were you doing today? If you own this, you better have been selling a few shares. That's what I was doing. And tomorrow, and look at on the huge volume. So there must have been some big news. I don't know, maybe earnings or something. Again, it doesn't matter to me. I don't, I don't want to think, the premise of market technicians is that the markets are not rational. They're driven by human emotions. So if you think something should go up on good news, sometimes it goes down and they say, oh, sell it. It's because they're selling on the news. People try to rationalize stuff. So, that's where we're at. We have a nice gain there. But we got a lot farther to go on that. I just want to emphasize that. So tomorrow, if it's down, I'm going to be buying shares back. Our price projection here is 335, and we're only at 270. So this is just the beginning of this. So you want to buy on pullbacks. XOK, this is uh, my uh, my brain was clouded, I guess. Not really. I still would have done it over again for the same reasons. We went bullish here. We had a small inverse head and shoulders. This is a daily chart, not a real long-term chart, maybe 7 months. Each bar represents a day. Left shoulder, head, right shoulders here on the daily chart. And it gave us a price projection up here somewhere. And we had a 7% gain in like 2 days. And then I turned around when all this confluence of moving averages came together and went bearish, thinking we'd at least get a retracement back to this convergence. And if it stopped there, I would cover my short and I would have had a nice little gain. But with everything that was going on, it could have broke through and started a big new downtrend. Since then, it's gone up. We have no negative divergence. I'm just looking for another day or two, maybe to fill this gap here, and I'll probably switch back to neutral. But we'll see. This is a news-driven market right now. But thank you for watching Chart Built Wealth, Profitable Investing for Technical Analysis. Please like and subscribe. Any comments would be really helpful on what you like the best. Thank you, and have a great day.